Everyone, give me just a moment. Having a few technical difficulties. We will be going live.
Having a few technical difficulties.
Okay. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Global Love Living. I'm Personal Chef Cherie Hunter. Welcome to another live. Can I ask y'all a question? Have you ever heard the saying, work-life balance? I know I have. Have you? Work-life balance is a myth, in my humble opinion. Because when I think of the word balance, I think of scales. You can balance your checkbook. You can balance apples and oranges to make them weigh about the same. Webster's dictionary defines balance, I have it written down, as a state of equilibrium or evenness, particularly when it comes to weight or force. It can also describe the act of making something equal or counterpoise, settling accounts, or state of hesitancy between equal options. Does that sound like anything that we can do in life? Does that sound like you can balance your work and home? Because when I hear that, there's no way that my home life is going to be equal. I'm not going to give as much time to work as I would to home. Therefore, you're not going to have balance ever. You can try as you may, but it's not going to work. So instead of balancing our life, here's what I propose. We manage. We can manage our life. We can manage work. Manage, by Webster's dictionary, is to control, direction, and administration, to direct or conduct, to govern or control, to wield or use, to make subservient. Now, that sounds like something we can apply to our lives. And I don't just mean manage as the word as a whole. I mean manage as an acronym. Manage, move, action, navigate, align, grace, and enjoy. Now, don't worry if you didn't get all that. We're about to break it on down. Move, moving your body, going for a walk, using your mind, reading a book or your Bible. That we can do. Balancing, not so much. Action. Action, getting things done. doing what you said you would, whether it's to yourself or to others. Navigate. We all use GPS to navigate, to get places, to do things. But we also navigate our lives, our jobs. And in this navigating, you can't navigate something when you don't know the who, what, when, where, and why. So, in order to truly navigate our lives, we got to set up a game plan, a calendar, a to do list to help us keep track of things. Because our noggins, our memory, we can't always rely on that because this will fail you. You're going to forget. Trust me, I've forgotten things. Align. Align can deal with yourself and others. Surrounding yourself with people that will encourage you, motivate you, and those that don't, I'm not saying you got to cut them off cold turkey. Some people you might have to do that with. But at the same point in time, you can distance yourself from them. And maybe they'll get the point that she's doing things, she's making moves. Give her a little space because not all the time are we ready to give people the time of day. But in managing your life and your work, like I said to you all about navigating, setting up a planner, a calendar, not all the time is everything going to go according to plan. Not all the time is are you going to be able to get your whole to-do list done. I don't know about any of y'all. I make a to-do list and I'm telling you now, some days it all gets done. Some days nothing gets done. But we got to give ourselves grace. When it comes to our tasks, when it comes to our family, when it comes to ourselves, we have got to give ourselves grace because there's no use in crying over spilled milk. Same with life and the things that you're trying to do. Now, even learning a new skill. We all know that when you try something for the first time, you do something for the first time, you're not going to master it. You're not going to be good at it. And that's okay. As long as you don't quit or give up. But know that at least you tried. And enjoy. Enjoy the ride. On this channel, we focus on living the life that we love and loving the life that we live. And you got to enjoy that. You can't be so wrapped up in gotta go here, gotta go there, gotta do this, gotta do that, this, that. You got to have fun. You got to enjoy it. Go to your child's practice, whether it's sports, whether it's an instrument, swim, whatever it is, whatever your child wants to do. Or if it's yourself, picking up a new hobby, starting a new job, enjoy the process because you can't always be uptight about everything. You gotta sit back, relax a bit. I'm not saying all the time, but every once in a while, do a unwind Friday or a cruising Saturday. Do what you need to do for you to enjoy your life. Now, let's go back to the top of move. Now, I know some of you like, oh, exercise. I don't know about all that. I'm not saying you got to get a gym membership and go 6 days a week and only rest on Sundays. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is any type of movement. Taking a short walk. Shoot, if all you do is go to the mailbox and back, you move. And it counts. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. The move that you make is only the beginning. Or if you've already started moving towards the next step, you're moving. And like I said, move is not all about physical. Health and wellness is more than just physical fitness. It's also your mind. Move, stimulate your mind with a good book, a good podcast, a good live. Stimulate your mind. It's still a part of moving. You're moving and grooving. You're doing something to better you. Now, some of you, some might say, well, how can you talk about managing life? How do you know it's not a balancing act? Look, I'm going to say it like this. I've been around. I've tried. And I've failed. And I'm okay with that. See, I'm 46 years old. I've been married for 26 years. I've got 4 kids, 3 boys and 1 girl. My youngest is 18 right now. And in being married and raising kids, I also did 8 years in the United States Marine Corps. Hoorah! And it's never been a balancing act. If I tried to balance like on a balance beam, the military and home, I'm going to fall every time. But managing, and no, not all the time are you going to be able to give all your attention to one child if you have more than one. Somebody, you're going to feel as if you haven't spent enough time with one child versus the other. But it's not true. It's not about the time you spent, it's the quality of that time. Now, if I went to my oldest son swam. He was on the high school swim team. Us being there, my husband and I, at our son's swim meet was the highlight of my son Sean. He felt sad when we couldn't make it. But when we made it, we showed up and we showed out. Now, my daughter did orchestra. She played the viola. Now, I would go to her concerts. The concerts are shorter in amount of time as a swim meet because majority of the swim meets were out of town, at least an hour drive away. So leaving home, driving all the way to a swim meet, being there for X amount of hours, and then driving back. Well, my daughter, her orchestra, her concerts were local. But and they were a shorter amount of time than the swim meet. But the fact that I showed up and showed out is what counted to her. My middle two boys, wrestling. Take them to practice, take them to the wrestling matches. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen high school and middle school wrestling matches. It's rough. Not all the time was I able to watch my babies get thrown around like that. But I was there. I showed up and I showed out. And trust me when I tell you, that's what counts. Them seeing you in the audience, them seeing you in the bleachers, it means everything to them. Now, even if you weren't able to stay the whole amount of time because you had to get to another event or you had to go to work or do, them knowing that you were there and that you saw them and they saw you, that's what counts. That's what they remember. Not mama or daddy beating themselves up because they didn't stay the whole time or because they weren't on time. They're running a little late. When they do look out and see you, they get happy. Trust me, they get happy and they're excited. And if they have the chance to tell another teammate, that's my mama, that's my daddy, it means the world to them. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. Trust and believe you me, managing your life is work. But it can and you can do it. I have. I'm still doing it. Just because my children are now older doesn't mean they don't still need mama. Because trust me, They do. Just like I know there are times that I call and need my mama. So in life, it's not about a balancing act, not by a long shot. I'm sorry, work and life cannot be balanced like a checkbook. You can try it. You can try and spend equal amount of time on the different areas of your life, your work. Let's see. Let's break down what the average person is trying to balance. You've got work, you've got yourself, you've got family, you got friends. That's four. Now, I don't know many people that's going to give work more time than is required of them at their job. If I'm working a 12-hour shift, 12 hours is what you get. Now, yourself, family, friends. For me, self and family, if you're married, if you have a significant other, and if you have kids, those two come before friends. So, friends definitely is not going to get the same amount of time and attention as myself and my family, those that live in a house with me, my children, my husband. Now, I'm putting self in there on purpose because a lot of us, and I am guilty of this too, we tend to put others before ourselves. And we need to stop doing that. My husband and I just got back from a trip to California, and being on the plane and hearing them say, make sure you put the oxygen mask over you first before you help the person next to you. That's not just true on a plane. That's true in life. Because, and I had to learn this because it was always husband, children, I go last. But if you're weak and sick and down and out, who's going to be there for them? They need their mom. They need their spouse or dad. So if you're not good, nothing is good. So we have to make sure we take care of ourselves. And I'm not just talking about eating right. I'm not just talking about physical fitness. I'm talking this up here. I'm talking this right here. Because if you are not okay here and here, a lot of things are not going to work out. Things are going to fall to the wayside. If you say you're going to go somewhere, you're going to meet up with somebody, and you forgot, and now that person is feeling some kind of way, and now you're beating yourself up about it. Be upset, but don't stay upset. Things happen. Just like the saying goes, life happens. Take this live, for instance. I've decided to change things up, move the location of where I'm sitting at, resetting everything up. It's not set up right, but I said I was going to go live today. Therefore, I went live. Now, is my background, everything exactly the way I want it to be? No. Could I have beat myself up and say it was 6 o'clock, I wasn't ready, I'm just not going to do it? And then sit and be mad at myself because I did not keep my word to myself and my audience? Or do I, even though I'm late, do I still go live? Even though my background is not exactly, do I still go live? Yes. Why? Because I'm keeping my word to myself. I said I'm going to do this. Therefore, I'm going to do this. Now, this video has been on pause for 2 weeks. I was supposed to go live 2 weeks ago. Had some major computer issues to where I wasn't able to. But this week, it was a bit on me. It was all on me. So, what does that mean? It means the navigation that I did needs some tweaking. Yes, I still went live, but it wasn't the way I wanted it. Life happens. I know for next time. I don't need to beat myself up. I just need to work it out, navigate. I know that now I've got it pretty much set up. I got some tweaking to do. I know before my next live in 2 weeks, I have time to get it right. And I will. But I'm keeping my word today. Align. Aligning yourself in the direction you want to go. Now, you set up your game plan. You have set your calendar, your to-do list to help you keep track of your time, your life, and your tasks. Now, there are things we can do to keep ourselves aligned with our goals, with our dreams, with what we have written down in our calendars, in our planners. So you start setting things up. There are many ways, many things that can be put in place to help you get things done, to move yourself and your family in the right direction. Now, you feel you don't have a lot of time to sit down and have a home cooked meal because one child has got swim practice on this side of town, but then on the other side of town, and your daughter's got orchestra practice at the high school. You can't be at two places at one time. I can't. Sometimes you're going to have to be at one place, leave, and go to the other. If you haven't, or you can align and navigate with someone who is able to drop off one child for you, pick up one child for you. That's what I mean by aligning. It's not just surrounding yourself with people that believe in you and encouraging you and motivating you. Sometimes the alignment has to do with you reaching out, if that is indeed what you need. Now, if swim practice ends at 4 and the other child has to be somewhere for 4:30, if you can make it safely, you make it. Or ask someone to drop them off. And then when you're done with one child, you go over to the other child. Management, managing your time and your tasks. Now, for me, it was my husband and I. 2 vehicles were golden. And we didn't always have 2 vehicles. Let me back that up. There was a time we only had one. Therefore, one parent got dropped off with one child and took care of the other child, then came back and get the other one and do it again. But we did what was necessary for us and our family and our children. Now, like I said, even writing everything down, something, unfortunately, whether we like it or not, is going to fall to the wayside. Something's going to get overlooked. Something's going to get missed. You're going to be late for something. But it's okay. Admit it, accept it, move on. Because dwelling on what you didn't do isn't going to make it any better. It's not. Being mad at yourself is not going to fix the problem. It's not. But learning from what happened, why you were late, why you didn't show up, that's the key. Learning what you need to learn from the situation. Remember, write it down, and move on. And know that whatever navigation and alignment you had in place, didn't work. So now you got to switch it or tweak it. Maybe you didn't fully forget, you were just late. Now, traffic is traffic. You can leave at a decent time to get to where you're going, but a car accident, you know, nobody can predict that. That is an unforeseen circumstance that we have to acknowledge, accept, and move on. Now, if you were supposed to be going somewhere and you overslept because you was tired, well, now we need to look at managing our time or their lack of. Now, there are several things we can do with helping ourselves manage our energy through food, through activities, through communication with others. With that being said, I'm going to be starting a series on how to manage your energy through food. Now, in this series, I'm going to be talking about different recipes. I'm going to be talking about meal planning and meal prepping. And if you don't know what that is, or you feel you don't have time, you can't do that, I'm going to show you how you can. I've got a workbook for meal planning and meal prepping that I'm working on. Now, this workbook can be done on your own, or this workbook can be done in conjunction with me. I will have all the information. I'll post it in my YouTube community, on my YouTube community page at Global Love Living, on the specifics about that. Now, navigating, using a planner, using a calendar. I know for me in my house, it is absolutely necessary. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I can tell you that right here, right now. Because one parent knows something, but the other one don't. Or one knows and one forgot. Well, when it's on your calendar and you all have a family calendar now, I'm a paper pen planner calendar gal. My husband, he likes electronics, everything digital. Okay, for me, I do both. I write everything down. I have a planner that I use, and I have everything in there from doctor's appointments for myself, for my husband, doctor's appointments for each of the kids, whether it's a school event. Everything is on the calendar. Now, I'm going to tell you a little secret. The key to managing your calendar electronically is color coding. Yes. If you look on your calendar, on your digital calendar, there is where you can change the color of different things that you're putting in. So anything for me is in yellow. Anything for the kids is in green. Church things, events is in red. My husband, his events and doctor's appointments is in orange. anything for the house, rather it's vacation, rather it's us going out to eat, or anything for the house is in a totally different color. Trust me when I tell you it works. Because now you've got things in your digital calendar. You can set reminders. Do you want to be reminded an hour before your child has to go to practice? So you know that if you're asleep or at home or grocery shopping, hey, you got an hour till you got to take that child over to practice. That's right, I forgot about that. That's why you got it in your calendar, to help you not forget. Now, paper and pen, hey, I check it in the morning. I have my to-do list. Okay, so from the planner, I see, okay, Sean's got swim practice. Writing it on my to-do list that I'm going to keep on me. His practice is for this time. Okay. Oh, Tatiana's got an orchestra performance tonight. Got to write that down. Oh, I wanted to get grocery shopping done. Whatever it is that you have got on your calendar for that day, write it down. Or make a note in your phone and check that note and use it as a to-do list. I did grocery shopping. I did this. Now I'm back at the house. I know the only two things left is Sean needs to go to practice and Yanni has an orchestra performance tonight. And the events are 2 hours apart. So I've got time to take him to practice, watch him swim. Then we leave. I could drop him off at home because he's tired. He's been swimming. He's not going to feel like sitting there. Take him home. Go to Tatiana's orchestra performance. Your planner, your calendar is what's going to help you manage, not balance, manage your life, your time, and your tasks. Now, you say, I want to manage my life better. Okay, that's the first step. Into the first step is realizing and accepting that you do need to do better. Now, once you've done that, next thing, how? How are you going to do it? Are you going to do it all on your phone? Are you going to get a planner? Here's what I'll say about digital planners and planning. They can fail. They can need an update, shut down on you. They can glitch. You can lose your phone. Come on now. Let's not act like we ain't never lost a phone. Rather it's in the house or otherwise. Either way, you misplaced it and you ain't know where you put it at. Now you got somebody calling your phone to help you find it. Guilty. I'll say it. Guilty as charged. And it's okay. That's why I do both. Now, if you're Oh, planners are so complicated. It's so big, it's so bulky. Just starting out, you're going to feel that way. Just starting out, you don't need all that. That's why I have written a journal. It is a 90-day journal, 3 months. It's not thick, it's not bulky. What it is compact and easy to take with you. And it's right here. The Encouraging Life Journal. Journey to Your Dreams. This is a 90-day undated planner. And that's the other thing. Planners, I prefer undated. Why? You can start your planner whenever. Whenever. Now, this one is for teens, preteen, teenager. This is the one for them. Now, the adult one is similar, but at the same time, different. Because we want the next generation to be better at managing their life than we were. So I created this journal. And in the beginning, it shows how to use it. There are little coloring pages. You can use colored pencils or crayons. Then you actually have a calendar, your monthly calendar. You've got notes, things that you're tracking, whether it's your water, your food, your exercising, how many books you're reading. And then it goes into week 1. Your goals, what you're excited about, challenges, thoughts and feelings. Now, like I said, this one's the one for teens. And you have a different setup, a different one for each day throughout the month. But you've got your main one, whether it's they got a test or what have you, or they've got swim practice, they've got orchestra performances, whatever the case is, they can write it all down. And like I said, even in a paper planner, you can definitely color coordinate. Now, I color code everything. I'm going to reach right here. See my highlighters? Even when I'm paper planning, when I'm writing my to-do list and tasks and things that the kids got going on, doctor's appointments, orange, yellow, blue, pink. Then I go into my colored pens, the purple, blue, all the colors. I color coordinate everything that I write, because that way I know who it's for, who it's about. Then I can look into the details. Now, give me just a moment, and I'm going to show you the adult journal, because I did not have this sitting over here, but that's okay. Here we go. We're going to sit you right back up there. This one is for the adults. Now, this one, you have a place for somewhat the same, your month, your notes, habit trackers. Now, on here, it's got movement, meals, and then mental. What are you doing for your mental stability? Read a book, go for a walk, call your bestie, call your mama, call your daddy, whatever it is. And then it goes into your week one of the month and your goals, what obstacles you think you're going to have this week, what you're excited about. And then it goes into your day one of the week, your to do, what not to do. Sometimes we got to be reminded. Now, you know you're not supposed to have ice cream today. You said you was only going to do ice cream on certain days. And today ain't one of them. Then you have a spot here for important notes. And just like in the team, you have a monthly check-in, a monthly recap. Top things you did, how it made you, how you felt. And there's even room on the back of it, on the back page, to write additional notes. I made these journals to where they're not complicated, easy to use, and with a compact size, easy to take it with you. Because I know some planners are big and bulky, they're 12-month planners, and they've got every type of tracking paperwork and all the things in a 12-month planner. Well, if you're just starting out, that can get overwhelming. I know it did for me when I first started paper planning. So I went back. Let's not do 12 months or attempt to do 12 months. Because in the beginning, that 12-month planner, you start off good, but then you start to slack off. And some 12-month planners are dated. So now you've got this planner that you bought and you started using, and then you fall off. And I know a 12-month planner, whether it's Erin Condren or Happy Planner, they're not cheap. They're not. And then you feel bad. You done spent all this money on a planner that you didn't even use. But that's okay. That's okay. We accept it, we've learned, and we're moving on. Let's try again. But this time, we're going to try with a smaller planner. 90 days, 3 months, 1 quarter. And we're going to see how it goes. You miss a day or two, it's okay. Trust me, ain't nobody going to know you ain't did every single day in your planner. Nobody but you. And sweetheart, don't beat yourself up about it. Because beating yourself up ain't going to help you or nobody else. I'm just being honest. You're going to be mad and upset with yourself for what? Lifing, things happening? Nah. Accept it, learn, move on. It's as simple as that. But yes, you can manage your time, your tasks, and your life. You cannot balance any of that. I don't care what scales, whether it's digital, manual, it's never going to balance out. And like I said, I'm not trying to balance my life like I balance a checkbook. Because insufficient funds is no fun. And we can't have that in life. Who's going to accept that as an answer? Not me. Now, managing our energy is all on us. And whether it's through food, through sleep, or getting help when needed. And knowing that you do need help. I know that's a big one. Ooh, that's a hard pill to swallow right there. Acknowledging, accepting help from others. Because we strong. Yes. But even the strong need help. And we need to stop being afraid to ask for help. I'm just saying. And through it all, I'm telling you, enjoying your life. Now, don't just show up at the practice, don't just show up at the concert, but be present and enjoy. Because trust me, your child is enjoying you being there. Now you need to enjoy being there. And just like I told you, my husband and I, when we go to our kids' things, we show up and we show out. Everybody know we there. Because our kids make sure they tell everybody that we're there. Because they're that happy. And those of us with kids know our children being happy is what counts to us. Now, I am a personal chef. I have have a bachelor's in culinary arts management, and I've got some tips and tricks to help you meal plan, meal prep, get your energy up for your life. And those videos are going to be coming up. They're not going to be live videos, but they will be on YouTube. Wait till you see what I got in store for you all. Wait till you see. But before I do that, I need a favor. Can you do a favor for me? I'd like you to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and in the comments, leave me a comment. Managing life. Balance where? My time, my tasks, my life. Not all together. You could do them separate. Manage my life. Manage my time. Manage my tasks. Leave that down in the comments for me, so I know who's ready to go to the next level with managing their life. Not balance. We're going to kick that word out of here when it comes to that. That's, nah. And share this video. If you know anyone who can benefit from this information, please share it with them. I'm new to YouTube. I'm still trying to figure out this live and how to post and everything. And I'm doing what I said I was going to do. And I would like you all to help me get to 1,000 followers. If you can help me out, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you for your time on this Monday evening. And remember, life is not about balance. It's about managing your life, your time, and your tasks. And not just manage as a word, but remember it's an acronym for move, action, navigate, align, grace, and enjoy. And until the next live, 2 weeks, Monday coming, the following Monday, I'll see you right back here for another topic. Until then, God bless and have a good evening, morning, or afternoon, late night, whenever you're watching this video. Have a good one, and we'll see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.